Do you believe that everything happens for a reason? As you may have seen in a previous video, I took this old dusty closet and turned it into an organized linen closet. And I'm not pointing any fingers, but fast forward a few months and someone dropped a big old bucket of paint and the closet got ruined. So today we're gonna fix this big mistake and turn it into the ultimate cleaning closet of my dreams. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today I am on a mission to fix a mistake that was made. You probably can't tell from that far away, but if you come up close, this closet has been ruined. About 6 months ago, I gave this closet a major makeover and it was looking really good. I gave it a new look and made it super functional, but now that it's been 6 months, it's actually not functioning as well as I thought it would. Brian, my lovely husband, accidentally spilled a bunch of paint that landed on this door, so now we have to fix it. This is what happens when you're constantly renovating and you're not careful and mistakes happen, but that is okay because now it gives me an opportunity to give this closet a major upgrade. So let me bring you a little bit closer and show you guys what we're working with. Here is our lovely hallway. So this is the closet we're working with. She is a full-on Monet. From far away she looks kind of okay, but up close it is a big old mess. We were painting the ceiling and then the paint fell. There was a bunch of paint all over and we managed to clean up most of it, but this is kind of the aftermath that I have to deal with now. So this should be fun. I'm gonna need to repaint all of this and also the trim over there. I don't know if you could tell, but this needs a refresh for sure. And then inside is where I'm also going to be fixing this closet. If you guys can remember, I added on these cute little vinyls that I DIY'd. I also made these shelves look a little bit thicker by adding trim. I also reused the old shelves, which definitely need to be replaced. It really comes in like 2 pieces. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is actually 2 different pieces of shelves instead of 1. And also it has a bunch of crap on it. This is the underside of it. It looks really gross, so I'm going to replace all of this. When I did this the first time around, I really wanted to do it on a budget, so I tried to save as much as I could. But now that we have an opportunity to reimagine it, I definitely want to add new shelves in here. I will be keeping these strip lights because I really like the functionality of that. It just adds so much brightness in here, so those will be staying. I will just take those off, put it on the new shelves, and when we put in the new shelves, I want to reconfigure this whole thing. There's also paint on the cleaning cart, which I honestly never took out because of this little situation right here, so it was hard to. So instead, we're going to take that out and make this whole section open for vacuums and brooms and mops and things. That is honestly going to make the use of this space so much more functional, so that is my game plan.
My apologies.
Look what you did.
I didn't mean it. Paint's supposed to be your friend.
Paint is fun, not food. So yeah, that is the game plan. Once we open this up, I think it's going to be a lot more functional and I can have some real organization because right now, you guys can tell, it's just not working. Okay, so before I start any project, I like to have a visual. So I have a picture of the closet pulled up here on Procreate, which is the program that I use just to mock up things. And first things first, we got to address that vent because it is just driving me crazy. I painted it previously, but that is not enough, so we're gonna figure out a way to cover that, and maybe I'll make that back part a fun accent, but I think the side walls should be white just to keep it nice and clean. Then for the shelves, I'm going to keep the 2 existing shelves, so I won't really touch those, but we of course will be adding in new shelving because you guys saw how nasty the old ones were, so I'm not keeping those. And then what I actually want to do is to create a divider that goes right down the middle on the bottom shelf. That way I can store some taller items like my mop and my vacuum. That would be really nice not to have them flopping around everywhere because every time I open the closet they fall down, so that is not going to happen if I have a dedicated space for that. And then on the other side we're going to have some shelving that will act as cubbies, and from this photo it looks like we could probably fit in 4, but now I have a general game plan and I think it's going to look so much better. All jokes aside, guys, this is kind of a blessing in disguise because it gives me an opportunity to reevaluate the space. When I first made this over, it was in such bad shape that anything that I did to it would look better than it did before. And now that we have lived with it, it clearly has shown me that we need a much better system in place for organization. I'm sure a lot of you have a closet that looks like this, so I hope this video not only gives you inspiration that things could look better, but also it can function so much better as well. Oh, did not realize that was in there. was easy. It looks like this closet used to be pink. Who would have guessed? Very interesting color choice for a closet. Would you guys ever paint a whole closet this color? Let me know. Now I'm gonna fill in all the holes, sand everything down, and then repaint this so that it matches the rest. Okay, so we have cleared it, we have filled it, sanded it, and now it is time to paint it. As you can see, it's still looking a little bit rough, and sometimes seeing the potential in things is a little bit harder when you're working with something that isn't that pretty. But just like doing a thrift flip, you just have to work with it, and I think since we sanded everything down, it's actually looking really good. And if it isn't perfect, that's okay too, because at the end of the day, it's a closet, and it's mostly gonna be closed. So I did not color match the trim, but my goal is to paint all of the trim and baseboards a new fresh coat. So this is gonna take me forever, but it's gonna be worth it. This is not as white as I thought it would be. Too late now. I'm gonna take a quick break so that I can sort all of this out and then also grab some lunch. So of course I'm going to have some Factor today, who's today's video sponsor. As you guys probably know, I'm a big Factor fan, especially on days where I'm just working and running around. It just makes my life so much easier. In case you haven't heard of Factor, they provide balanced eating made simple. Every week you can choose from chef-made menus with dozens of delicious and nutritious meals. Everything in your order is delivered fresh to your door, and it's also never frozen along the way. Here's everything that I got in my box this week. I think all of them sound really good, especially the lasagna bowl, but today I'm feeling pasta, so I think that's what I'm gonna have. They do have a QR code, so you can scan that and find out info, or you can also just flip it over and it has all of the nutritional facts on the back as well. So that's super helpful, especially if you're following a specific lifestyle, and I just love how quick and easy these are. You could also choose add-ons from their Factor Plus menu, so these are the smoothies that I love to have in the morning. I also just tried out their juices, which were pretty good. They also have soups and desserts as well as additional sides, so you can really customize your box. They honestly make it a no-brainer, and I'm so happy that I have Factor now because now I'm not skipping lunch. That is something that I was doing before, and it was just becoming such a bad habit, so this has been a total game changer for me. And if you'd like to try out Factor for yourself, they're giving you 60% off of your first box, so you can use my code down below or also click on the link. I promise you guys, they're super good, so I hope you check them out. Bon appetit! It is time to work on our new and improved shelves, so I got some melamine here. This is a great affordable option for closets and pantries, and also cleans up really nicely. I got two pieces of 15 3/4 by 8 feet, and I basically got them to cut down 3 big pieces, the top 2 shelves as well as the one in the middle, but I wanted to cut these smaller ones myself because I wasn't sure how it was going to fit. However, if you're doing a similar project and you don't have a power saw, you can totally just get all the pieces cut at Home Depot. That will definitely save you some extra time and work, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut out 3 more shelves. I'm just gonna use my circular saw for this, and I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape on top so that we get a nice smooth cut. One of the biggest things that I've learned from cutting shelves is to not, I repeat, do not cut it to the same exact size that you measured on your wall. It most likely will not fit when you put it into place, and I've done that way too many times, so definitely just cut it a hair shorter. And even though these shelves are not going to be as deep, I just realized I was never utilizing the back of the shelf, so we are still going to maximize it, and also it's going to give us more of a walk-in feel. So I just went through all of my scrap wood and I found these pieces which are left over, and these would actually make really good supports. So I'm going to cut these down, prime them, and then paint them the color of the wall so that it matches. And then I have a bunch of these pieces which are left over from my DIY barn door. These actually fit perfectly on the front of these shelves, so it's going to give it a nice elevated look, and I didn't have to buy anything extra. I wanted to take this time to say thank you guys for supporting this channel and just watching me grow throughout the year as a DIYer. And as a thank you, I'm doing a secret little giveaway. So we're going to choose 2 random winners to receive a $50 gift card to Target. And if you are international, you could still enter. We'll figure out a different store. All you have to do is to be subscribed, like this video, and also comment down below what project you are most proud of this year. It can be a DIY or a personal project. I just want to know what you guys have been up to this year and what you have accomplished. I would really love to hear all about it, so make sure you comment that before the end of the week on Friday. All the details will be listed below, and again, thank you so much for supporting this channel and allowing me to do my dream job. I seriously cannot thank you guys enough. You guys are the absolute best, and I love you with my whole heart. Now that everything's cut out, let's do a dry fit and make sure everything fits. How do I do this? Oh. Okay. Put the middle in here. So it's gonna look something like this. We'll have the 2 shelves on top, and then I have this divider piece, and then the smaller shelves are gonna go into here. So what I think I'm gonna do is take the middle piece downstairs, add the supports first. That'll make my life a little bit easier so I can get everything into place before we actually attach the shelves. So I think I have everything measured correctly. Now I'm going to add the supports to the actual wall. I'm going to use glue and brad nails first just to make sure that everything is good. And then we're going to add screws just to make sure that everything is nice and sturdy. I did do another dry fit to make sure everything was good to go, but I feel like you never know with these projects. So fingers crossed that everything lines up correctly and will look good once it's all in. Using support cleats is one of the easiest ways to create a shelf, and you can really use any type of wood that you want. So that is the method I'm going with for this closet, but alternatively you could also create some pocket holes, which I've done previously for my mudroom transformation, and that will just get you a more streamlined look, but either way works. Wow, you guys, this looks so much better. I have so much more space for storage and it makes me so happy. I went in and put screws onto here so that's nice and secure. Now I'm just gonna paint over that so you don't see it, but honestly, from up here, you can't really see it anyways, so you could leave it if you wanted to, but I'm gonna paint it because it's gonna bother your girl. I think we're at a good place right now and everything seems to be going according to plan, which I always get nervous about. I am someone who struggles when it comes to projects that need precise measurements and everything leveled. So this project is really testing me, and even though it seems pretty easy and straightforward to kind of build out a closet because everything is just straight cuts and a lot of right angles, I feel like everything still has to be precise so everything fits in there perfectly. So if any of you out there struggle with the same thing, know that I am on the same boat with you. I definitely have learned my lesson lesson and always have a little bit extra material set aside in case I mess anything up. And I definitely go by the rule of measuring twice and cutting once because I have made that mistake one too many times. Now I just feel so much more confident in my skills, so if I can do it, you guys can do it too. We are gonna address the ugly duct in the room, which is this ugly ducting that's happening behind the shelves. I'm actually not sure if it's a good idea to cover it completely if you want to kind of just block it off, because maybe we might need access into that in the future. So my solution is to actually hang a curtain over it, which will actually act as a fun little accent as well. So I grabbed this tension rod, and this honestly would have been easier to do before I put in the shelves, but I got sent the wrong item, so now I have the right one and I can put it in. Ooh, it actually came with some plastic brackets for the side, which I think I might use. These are super easy to use because they are going to be removable, so you don't have to drill any holes into the wall. And all you have to do is to attach the two sides together and then basically twist it so that it'll expand to fit the width of wherever you're putting it. Let's make sure I got the right size though, because the other one was too big. Okay, perfect. So if you twist it, it should stay in place. Ta-da! Oops. For the actual curtain, I grabbed this really beautiful pattern one. It has a beautiful green floral pattern on it, and I love that it's kind of more of a linen material. I wanted it to look like wallpaper just for a fun accent in the back, so this is what I went for, but you could totally go for a solid color or any pattern that you want. This just looks so much better, and it's a hack that you can do in any space that you just want to cover something up. Add a tension rod and a curtain and you are good to go. After over a year of owning our vacuum, I'm finally going to put this up. It basically is a wall mount for some attachments, and then you can also put the vacuum on here. This is going to be super helpful because we honestly just throw our vacuum wherever because we're always using it. So I think it's going to be a big game changer now that we have an actual home for it. That way we don't lose it. Ooh, ah, what a game changer. Honey, look. Isn't that so cool? You just take it out.
This connected?
Yeah, take it out. Wow, right? Fancy. So much better than just putting it on the floor.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god, it's so much more functional.
I know, right?
It's like bigger than our bedroom in California. I think it's a good thing that the paint spilled, to be honest. Without that, you wouldn't have all this beautifulness.
Right, honey. Sure.
The curtain looks crazy.
I love it. Is there anything more satisfying than when your mop and your vacuum are finally organized? This usually is flopping around in here, but I added in a little hook, so now it'll stay put. And then back here I have two more hooks. So one is for one of those drain things that you use, which I definitely need because I have really long hair, so that is a necessity. And then I have a little space for my Swifter, and I love these hooks because it's easy just to take it out and put it back in, and everything is nice and in place. Okay, so next up I have this light right here, which is actually motion censored. So my idea is to put it right up there. That way every time the door opens and closes, this will turn on. And it does have different settings, so you can leave it on, and as you can see, it is pretty bright. So I think this is definitely the way to go, especially if you have a tiny closet with no lights in it. This is perfect. And I know that people also use this under cabinets, so this is also a great lighting solution if you're looking for something that is super affordable. So here this has the adhesive, but you could also mount this with screws if you want something super sturdy. I think I'm just gonna go with adhesive adhesive because that'll make it so much easier just to put up and take down. This right here is actually the motion sensor, and then here are the different modes that you could do. It tells you right here. So depending where you're putting this, you can move this over, and I think for the closet, it's best if I just have it facing this way, and then that way the light will come into the closet. I think it has to go on to this mode. This is on, and then I think it has to be on this mode for the closet. So once it has some motion, it will turn on automatically. Okay, very cool. We are just about ready to get everything organized, and this time around I really want to maximize the vertical space, especially since this is such a small closet. So I found a couple of solutions, and this first one is actually a drawer pull out. So there are 2 tiers and both of them pull out. That way you can grab everything really quickly. There are also suction cups at the bottom. That way it doesn't move around, and it also came with some hooks so that you can hang stuff on the side here as well. I really like this option, and I think I'm gonna grab some more, especially for under my kitchen sink. That area is a mess, and I could definitely use another one of these. I also grabbed these tiered shelves, which are great because they are stackable if you want them to be, or you could also put them in each other, I believe. So one is slightly smaller, so if you have a longer shelf, you can also do this option. I'm probably going to use them separately, but what I love about this is that it's going to make grabbing things in the back of the shelf a lot easier. I'm so ready to get everything back into the closet and organize it all and show you guys the final product. It is time to get everything back into its new and improved home. I have bins up top with custom labels that I made with my Cricut, and I'm gonna fill the cubbies with easy grab and go supplies. Compared to how bad this closet was before, I think this new system is gonna work so much better, and I'm really glad that I got to make it over once again. What do you guys think about the new closet? I need to show you the best part in action though, because I really love the motion sensor light. It looks so good. I only wish the light was a little bit warmer, so if I can find another option for that, I will list it below for you guys, but this has been working really well. I would highly recommend it if you have a small space that needs some light, because this has been working really perfectly for us. I just can't believe how much better this looks, and also how much more space I have to fit in everything that I need. I am so glad this is taken care of, and I can go into the new year with everything ready to go. If you have a small closet that needs some attention, I hope this video gave you some good ideas on how to tackle it. Don't forget to enter the secret giveaway in the comments, and thank you again to Factor for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out my link below for your first box. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!